Tyler Dixon. And the 76D, he's one that wasn't on the list.
Jeff Rush doing a killer job up there.
Off like a herd of turtles.
It's the quickest way to Tennessee. I can tell you this. Tim won't watch that for too long.
Oh, no.
After last night, I told him it didn't look as bad as he thought. Where I was sitting, $10,000. Something worth driving the chess match for, but he is the boss, so
That's right.
he also gave the youth drivers a pep talk. I told him that we were up here talking about a 3-hour. He said he told him 1 hour.
All right.
And then it's my derby. And you don't want me to start making decisions. There's a whole crew back in the shop, I know, but those videos that we were playing before this even started, those intermission videos, they just get better and better. The quality is just killer, man. So whoever's behind the scenes on that, shout out to you. You guys are doing a great job.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that back at the office. You know, we have a whole team, obviously, but that last music video that we had on there was the newest creation from our guy, Mikey Mauricio.
Mikey.
And he's doing great work for us. We're happy to have him.
The man behind the mask.
Couple of cars out of commission at this point. The 1129 of Murphy out there. Not on the list. Maybe they have a different group sign in addition to that 1129. I don't think so. Red flag.
Yeah. Maybe there's something on the track, but maybe 10 cars coming on the track.
Yeah.
I just texted him. What was you telling me before the Derby? No, I didn't. I'm not trying to stir him up anymore, and he already is. But there he is. He's already out there.
315 pulled his stick and is walking off.
I mean, I give Tim a hard time, and everybody does, but you got to respect that out of a promoter that wants to start on time and wants to keep it moving, and you know, he thinks about the other side of it. So from what I heard him say earlier, he is not in the mood for it today.
Was that, Mark, was that the 315 of Pies?
Yeah, West Pies.
Yeah. getting worked into the corner over here. Those walls are not your friend. Car's starting to drop along the back side of the track there. That Volvo is still rolling, the 14 in McKnight. We did a lot of work to the back of that to get it packed in where it needed to go.
It was watered up last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a mess. Made it much more neat and organized.
Flat-footing it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was praying he didn't fall. I wouldn't. I wanted to fall either. The villager got shot. Maybe. Heard some boo. See a stick down.
Gotta be frustrating.
Hey. If there's a promoter out there when they tell you if you do or don't do this, I'm gonna break your stick. I always like to reminisce on my old buddy Russ Clark. That's how we met. I'll never forget that. And I said that from that day. There's one company right there. If they tell you they're gonna do it, they got the balls to do it.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. It's frustrating when you see. Number one, it's frustrating to be official, period. You tell people to do something, they look the other way or do the opposite.
Right.
I hate it. It's my least favorite thing to ever do that I've ever been involved in. But when you see a promoter or officials out there and they stop the derby and they go out there and they tell them and then it goes green and then they don't change a darn thing they do. You know, there ain't a fan one sitting there that's not like, do something about it.
Right.
What, 80% of the time?
Yeah, nothing happens.
Maybe another red flag and another 8 minutes of our life we can't have back.
Tucson doing some work in that.
I was thinking he made it, but I forgot. Remember, he died right at the last minute last night.
And he's actually not even on this list, but he's out there. So, and like I said, there was a bunch of people on the not on the list that were getting pulled out in Wisconsin.
Guys like him and William Maddie. A few others that are out there, you know, we add them to the feature if they're part of the top 10 Tussy. I mean, it's just going to spice that feature up even more. Please tell me it's 10. Nope.
Piece of frame tube just laying there on the ground.
Yep.
Came right out of the frame.
You're banned from our derby forever. If you can't weld, I don't know. Maybe that was a bumper. I thought it was a cage bar.
No,
Anytime I see cage bars coming apart, I wanna suspend them indefinitely.
How much of that falls on the inspection team?
Some of it, yep.
You know, I've definitely been in the inspector's shoes where I've seen unsafe welds in the cage, and I've had concerns that were raised about that. But you know, a lot of times that stuff gets missed because you're looking for reinforcement and stuff like that. You know?
I mean, and sometimes, in fairness, like if we're just being real, it's not missed, but it's like, man, you know, there's a conversation about it. We want that person to run. We don't want them to go, you know, home and not run. Their family's here, or we don't want them to get on Facebook and trash us. And it's like, and then they go out there, and then parts are flying off their car.
Yeah, gotta be safe.
As safe as you can be in demolition derby with lap belts.
We're in a sport that's inherently dangerous, so we have to factor in some of the safety things.
Yeah, and it's a journey. You know, you can't change it all overnight. I get frustrated when it's like, well, if we're going to do that, then why don't we do this? It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It takes one thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing to continue to make it safer. You know, get off your high horse of saying, well, why should I have to do this if he doesn't have to do that?
Right.
Dustin Pegg just launched his stick during the red flag. Oh, you gotta like that. Yeah, yes, do it. Donnie, his son was on the sideline. Dad, get over here.
Come on.
That's 2 times now I've encouraged things I should probably not be encouraging.
You woke up and chose violence today.
Here comes the pain. Well, I'll tell you what. You hit me under a red flag like that, I'm probably not getting out of my car.
I lost the Derby in Washington State that way. Down to 5 cars. They threw a red flag. I stopped. This guy came across the track, made a late hit, broke my axle.
Goober through the window.
Yeah. And then they went back to green, and the Derby was over 2 minutes later. I wasn't even hot.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Steve, well, life happens for you, Steve, not to you.
That's right. That's right. That was a long time ago. That's Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington.
Yeah.
It's all pavement. They do a pretty cool thing out there called Smash the Pass Derby. You like drive around a 1/8 mile paved track, and you have to make contact every time you pass a car.
While you're racing?
Yeah. And basically they run it that way until there's about a dozen cars left. And then once there's about a dozen cars left, they stop it and they turn it into like a regular derby. You use the entire track and you go back and forth and make contact. It's pretty neat.
Dead man's writing that down right now. Okay, but you're going to be blindfolded and on fire.
And on fire. And you're going to have a passenger who carries the extinguisher.
Who's actually driving the car.
Woodbooger in Massachusetts, they used to have what they call redneck racing, and there was always different events.
Yeah.
One of their events was a blindfold race, where the driver was blindfolded and the passenger was telling them how to turn and where to go.
I feel like that could be the unsafest thing I've ever heard of. Not because they're blindfolded, because when you don't know a hit's coming,
Yeah.
ain't nothing to snatch your neck quicker. We had normal demolition derby where I was from, Steve. But I'll tell you one thing. Whatever normal is, Louisville Speedway used to do what they called Midnight Madness, and people got a kick out of that. Yep.
Yeah.
You come back at the end of the night, you had to have a headlight and then get your lights knocked out. They also, back then, they run for $5 grand, and if you made the feature, they had about, I don't know, 15 or 20, like metric GM
Yeah.
cars just sitting there, and the drivers just went over and picked the car out, and they got so much time to work on it. That was their car for the feature to run for $5 grand.
I like that.
Imagine, let's get silly. Imagine if you built the car for the Derby, and once you got there, if your car was built to the rules like every other car, then it wouldn't matter what car you were driving. So you drew and ran. Now, I would not want to do that because I would want to be in my own car, but like that would sure shake things up for.
Have we talked about this before?
Probably.
Because my dad and I have had this idea for a while that my dad really wants to do it, where a promoter has, you build the car, you bring, it still has to have a key of some sort, whether it's in your switch box or whatever.
Yeah.
And you bring that key, and it goes in the hat. Everybody draws.
Draw a key.
And that's the car that you drive in the Derby. Now, however you place, if you win, the person who built the car gets a portion of the money, and the person who drove the car gets a portion of the money.
Interesting.
And I think that would add some incentive.
Well, I wouldn't want to do something like that, but I think something like in that Most Wanted Fine Art or something where it's just hang one, bang one, chain and bang. I could see doing something silly like that. Just, anything that you do like that gives fans something to talk about, something to watch and do an eye over.
Sure. Yeah, stuff like that. You've got to do it in a more stock class, just for investment purposes.
Right.
I mean, you're not gonna hope somebody doesn't blow up your call your engine or whatever.
Thanks for the car, Butch.
Right.
Mr. John Ryan Thomas watching from home. Wanted to say hello to the team.
Hello.
Hey, John. I did get in trouble today, Steve.
Yeah.
Yep. For misspeaking about the Pimp Products performance and giving Iceman the credit for closing the deal.
Oh?
Oh, I heard it. I heard it from Tony and Zach. Give me a heart. Tony says, we're painting numbers on our car now. So you can tell who we are. That was me that blah, 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 And remember I said, I don't know which one of them. I thought Tyson and Scoopy, but it was Tony. But I think Zach hit him at 38 miles an hour or so.
Bumper wants to come off of that 11.9 real bad.
You feeling froggy, Steve?
Always.
So you said word on the street was 3-on-3.
In the pro stock feature.
I wonder if those 3-on-3 know that, or if there's two that think it's 4-on.
Yeah. That's the way the politics works sometimes, right? Everybody's friends until you're out there.
I mean, I think the fans at home, including myself, are wondering who the 3 are. So How froggy are you
Oh
feeling,
no,
Steve?
that's not for me to say. Nobody would ever speak to me again.
Well, I know that SNW is parked right there with Temp Products.
Yeah, they're right across the road from each other, the pit area.
I think the turn of events today that shakes things up a little bit for that feature is that White Boys designs don't make it.
Yeah, it changes a lot.
And, you know, I don't know what that looks like for now Petros of who would be there, if anybody. And as Brett would say, ride or die.
Right. Boy, William Matty really tightened the back of that car up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when he told me his name was Dumb Bill, I was like, well, you don't seem so dumb.
You can see his cradle is back to the window bar is back to the dash bar. It's all touching.
He's a good dude. Whenever I run that raffle car out of fuel there right before showtime there at Spring X, I was just going to leave it sit there, but he went and got 3 gallon of race fuel from somebody.
Oh, man.
So always good to have somebody like him around.
That was a $35 investment on his part.
Yeah. Yep. He's a good dude. He's also the one that let Butch run his compact car out in Richmond, Indiana last year for points.
That's cool. Especially in the atmosphere where so many people are against, like, not against the system, but against, like, oh, he's going for points, so go after him kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, or just because it's Don. And
right.
It's like, kill Don. Uh-oh. Told ya. He told Tussy, you're next.
I see 11 on the list.
Don't make him decide who the 10 are.
Right.
At least he's backing up what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been like that. That's not something new. Russ was worse. If he was on the track, somebody was in trouble.
Mullins trying to refire. 30X. think the time was between this silver car here in front of us and the 30X, and the silver car made a hit. We'll see what they say. .30X out. Branscombe in. F5 in. .76D at Dixon is in. He's not on the list, I don't think.